You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ12. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ12 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
So we know that the $30 million valuation proves that Vonza is more than worthwhile. One of the things I'm curious about is how have you been able to stand out with the competition?
Yeah. So that's great. I think one of the things we did right at first, even though looking back, I probably would not have done it like that because it's much harder to build multiple tools at one time than building one tool and then just adding.
Scaling, adding.
Exactly. That's how we could have done it. Maybe it would have helped us. But we stood out early because we're the first true all-in-one platform.
Yeah.
That give entrepreneurs and creators and coaches 12 plus tools all seamlessly connected together under one dashboard. So that kind of stood us apart because a lot of people, they were looking for that. They were tired of using all these different tools and integrations and stuff. Another thing that also helped us too was that, I also kind of went pro-Black a little bit, so I was able to see a lot of, Black entrepreneurs come on board, which was not by design, because when we saw after a year in, white people were not signing up because my face and my voice was there. So sometimes it's not like all racial. Sometimes just the trust is not there.
Yeah.
Like you don't see a lot of Black people building technology companies like this. So how can we trust it? So we just went pro-Black and we see a lot of Black entrepreneurs come. Then we also stood out too by making it really easy and simple to use. Like Cyrus, we have a rule. I have a rule for my engineering team on Vonza. If anything cannot be built from start to scratch on Vonza in under 60 seconds, then that tool needs to be improved on. Want to make it, and we give everybody 2 ways to. One of the things I also hate too with tech products is looking for things. I hate trying to find where's the button, how do I change the color? Because sometimes these are just all over the place. So with Vonza, I'll try to give everybody at least 2 ways to do everything. So that you don't have to be looking for it, because I'm quite an impatient person when I want to get things done. I don't want to be spending hours trying to figure out how to, change the color of a button,
Yeah.
So that also helped us to stand out too, because our UI, our US is very clean and very beautiful.
Yeah, I was on the site. It's a really attractive site. Yeah, the aesthetics, and it's very intuitive as well. I noticed that. So I love you touching on how I didn't notice that part, and I love that how you're serving your customers in a way to where it's like, hey, to make it less complicated, we'll allow 2 different ways for you to do something. Yeah. So that way you have twice the opportunity to figure out how to do
exactly
something.
2 ways. And of course, I'm Black. I want to also make it easy for more African Americans to launch online businesses. And traditionally, technology scares us. So if we're trying to really help our people and we make it complicated or difficult, then we're not serving our people. So our tech team knows that we want to help more Black people make money online, sell online, teach online, create online. Our people, we get scared to turn on the computer. So, so we have to make it super easy so that at least it will be more encouraging for more of our people to, make or be a part of the multi-trillion-dollar online education industry.
So when you mentioned it earlier, and this is something I was curious about, when you had mentioned the rule that you created with your engineers, where you said basically, hey, if it takes one of our customers longer than 60 seconds
to start and finish any task on Vonza, then
it's too complicated or it needs to be improved.
Yeah.
Is that something like you came up with? or?
Yeah, I came up with it.
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah, because again, everybody want tech to be easy.
Yeah.
And fun.
Yes.
And to be seamless, right?
Yeah.
So, and I get frustrated personally when I can't find things, when I can't do things, when I don't know how to create this automation, or I have to go to knowledge base. Like, that's something I tell them too.
Yeah.
If we see customers having to go to we just have a knowledge base just because we need to. But if we see customers having to use knowledge base before they can complete any task, then it's a failure.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ12. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ12 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Because it should be intuitive enough, right, that we try to build everything in steps too. Whereby, okay, it will run to the next step, to the next step, to the next step, to the next step. Now, if you want to customize, it's going to take you more than 60 seconds because you want to do your own flair. But if you want to do something fast, step-by-step approach, you just make it simple and easy, yeah.
So the reason why that kind of startled me, I love it. Like, have you had other businesses before? Because I'm trying to figure out, because I was like, that's not the way a first time business owner thinks. That's the way you think when either, because that level of caring about your customer is honestly, that sounds very similar to Amazon and Jeff Bezos, how they talk about customer obsession. Yeah. So other companies say, customer, customer service, or we care about the customer, and they talk about customer obsession. Yeah. And you thinking like that is similar to Jeff Bezos, where it's that's a level of you obsessing over what really helps the customer in a major way. That the 2-button or the 2-option rule, man, I love that. I'm sorry, I'm getting excited about it because just hearing that, I'm just hearing a founder who really is thinking through in investing, because that's a financial investment. I want y'all to also understand, him saying, hey y'all, let's find 2 ways to do something, that usually creates double the cost from his pocket. Exactly. For them to engineer that. Yeah, exactly. Or for you to say, hey, this needs to be done in under 60 seconds, that makes it more complicated. Now, it makes it easier for the customer, but more complicated for the engineers that are building out. Bro, so I just wanted to kind of point that out and not just skip past that and just point out how much I appreciate you caring that much about your customers and your audience, even though they wouldn't understand the complexities and the cost that it took to do something like that for them.
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, it's just, I just feel like that's how it should be. Because life is stressful by itself. Yeah. So why should technology be stressful too, right? Yeah, that's real. It should be easier because we want people to make money, want them to serve their customers, and then we see ourselves as their technology partner, right? So nobody want to deal with a stressful partner, right? So, and I think some of these things just come just inspiration from God, and just spending time with God daily and just getting these downloads. One thing I learned from Steve Jobs is taking walks. Even before I came today, I take an hour walk in the trail, just being in nature. I try to do that multiple times a week. You just get ideas, you clear your head, things just come. Sometimes I don't know where it comes from, but it's God just downloads those inspiration and ideas. That's just been so exciting. And to touch on your other part too, prior to Vonza, I've also had some successful businesses, and that's I was able to save fund with $1 million. I was on a Christian university, which launched in 2012, 2010, 13 years now, and we have graduated over 7,000 students. Man. And here's another big fact, soon, big numbers too. Our alumni collectively in 13 years have generated over $5 billion in revenue. We have a couple of people who are doing $1 billion in sales a year from their businesses that came through our school. And, again, that's another business I started that people say, oh, black people shouldn't be starting a university. Black people shouldn't be starting a tech company. And the next one I want to do before I die, by the grace of God, I want to own a bank too. Black people should have banks too.
Right? Oh, you're just coming for all the stuff. I love it.
Yeah, why not? Because I don't think that God made us inferior, with other nationalities. So they think big, right? So why should we think small, right? This is America. Right, it's a lot of opportunities. We can all do that. So
let's go. I love it.
Yeah, that's one of my passions too. That our culture. Thank God, a lot of people are making 6-7 figures online, which is good. But let's move past that.
Yes.
Let's go to the billions now.
Yes.
Let's go to owning private equities, owning banks, owning hospitals, owning, universities, owning multi-billion-dollar tech companies, owning stock exchanges. Big stuff that we see some other nationalities doing. I think it's our time to do that now.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ12. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ12 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ13 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.